Pot, reefer, and weed. These are just a few names for the drug known as marijuana. The issue over whether or not to fully legalize this drug has been wrapped in controversy for decades, and those who support legalization are steadily gaining ground. The number of U.S. citizens that favor legalization has risen dramatically in recent years, with a 2012 CNN poll reporting that 47% of Americans are in fact in favor, and less than half are in opposition. In addition, 18 states and the District of Columbia have already passed laws that decriminalize possession for various amounts of the plant. But in spite of all of this support, however, marijuana is still in actuality illegal. The federal government still regards marijuana as a Schedule I drug, along with heroin, LSD, and ecstasy, creating the impression that marijuana is more dangerous and addictive than ketamine, anabolic steroids, and even methamphetamine. Due in part to this comparison, many people are of course still opposed to fully legalizing the drug in the United States, and so the controversy rages on. Today, I will attempt to propel the resolution of this controversy by showing the ways in which full legalization could benefit Americans. And I do this in the hopes that in the near future, all American citizens will be inspired to give a whole new meaning to the term going green. The first potential benefit of legalization can benefit every American citizen, even those who have never smoked or plan to smoke marijuana. I'm speaking of improving the American economy. In 2011, for example, there reported over 750,000 individuals arrested for marijuana-related offenses. According to CNN News, the annual cost of housing all of these inmates can range anywhere from $30,000 to $60,000 per person. Now, adding to these expenditures is the money used to fight the war on drugs, with an incredible $7.7 billion spent in 2007 to enforce marijuana prohibition alone. Since much of this money comes out of the American taxpayers' pockets, it is in turn taken out of the American marketplace. So it's easy to see how the efforts to crack down on crime can possibly lead to detrimental economic outcomes. The second potential benefit of legalizing marijuana is a potential reduction in the rate of crime in the United States. Neil Boyd, a professor of criminology at Simon Fraser University, points out that many instances of marijuana-related violence are related to trafficking. If the drug was made legal, not only would this violence decrease exponentially, but problems concerning immigration could also decrease due to the fact that some illegals cross the border for the specific purpose of transporting prohibited substances. In a related matter, the crime rate could also be reduced by allocating the billions spent on marijuana prohibition to government programs such as public education and youth programs, or even towards reducing the national debt, lessening the American economic crisis and subsequently some of the financial motives for crime. The final benefit of legalizing marijuana that we will discuss here today is the argument made by many others who support the drug: the medical benefits of its use. The book Marijuana, A Gateway to Health, for example, explained the results of a study showing that the psychoactive ingredient marijuana can actually help slow the growth of and even help prevent certain forms of lung cancer. The study also showed that administering cannabis to mice reduces inflammation of the spleen due to leukemia, as well as reduces instances of cancer in the breast, uterus, and testicles. The book also cites a study performed at the California's famous Scripps Institute, showing that marijuana was more effective at slowing the progression of Alzheimer's disease than any other current treatment. A 2013 article from the Mental Health Practitioner's Guide to HIV also advocates the medical benefits of marijuana. This article states that marijuana can be used to manage the symptoms associated with certain diseases, such as HIV, anorexia, multiple sclerosis, and Lou Gehrig's disease, and goes on to suggest that marijuana could be used in place of many prescription drugs. This could drastically lower rates of citizens physically addicted to medications like opioid pain relievers, improving the lives of countless American citizens. In spite of these benefits, marijuana is still illegal on the federal level. But why? The National Institute on Drug Abuse gives the following reasons. First, people that begin using the drug early in their teens can lose as many as 8 IQ points by the time they reach 40 years old. While this may seem a reason strong enough to ban any drug, the same institution also reports that there is no evidence of a significant IQ decline in those that begin using the drug early in adulthood. Alcohol, cigarettes, and many medications are harmful to children, but safe for adult consumption. And the answer to those issues was to pose age limits on those that could acquire the products. So it seems that marijuana might become regulated under the same guidelines. Also, the FDA has yet to approve marijuana because they say that it is difficult to measure the consistency of the product. But it seems that marijuana could be measured much more easily if growers could grow their product in a controlled environment instead of being forced to hide their crops in wooded areas and backyard sheds. In addition, marijuana can cause short-term memory loss, impaired reaction time, increased heart rate, and possible harm to a fetus if used during pregnancy. But these warnings are similar to that of many other legal controlled substances, which further illustrates the double standard that is becoming increasingly apparent in the realm of drug regulation. This increasingly apparent double standard, combined with the medical and economic benefits of marijuana, is leading many Americans, like myself, to believe that the solution to some of our domestic issues could be reached by making use of marijuana, a substance that has been used therapeutically for centuries. Joining what is now referred to by some as the other green movement does not make a person an advocate of drug use, but rather a person that looks to new solutions to solve long-standing problems. Today, I ask you to join me in this movement and help to propel the resolution of those problems. Today, I ask you to support the legalization of marijuana, following the lead of science and current research, and not propaganda. In short, ladies and gentlemen, today, I ask you to go green.
Go green! Yeah, research! Everybody has to say hi. There we go. Hello.